Hello everyone, welcome to this week's newsletter. You're probably thinking, why is Dan dressed like this? Well, I'll give you a bit of a clue now. So that's why. After watching Lewis Hamilton go to Ferrari last week, I thought, you know what? I never got a promotional shoot when I started here 108 days ago, 1 hour and 26 minutes ago. So I thought I'd do my own. So I thought this is my official photo shoot for me coming back. Anyway, there's another reason why I'm dressed like this. I thought 2 occasions. 1, my official photo shoot. 2, it's about time I got myself a little intro for the newsletter. So, old members, I hope you enjoyed a little bit of nostalgia with something you might recognise. But no time like the present. Let's get on with this week's newsletter. Welcome to this week's newsletter. I hope you enjoyed the intro. Obviously that would be there for a bit unless some weeks I might change it here and there. But anyway, let's go back to the whiteboard in partnership with Driving Auto Centres. Let's talk about last week, the Saturday the 25th. Before we go to that, Sunday the 26th, the competition was cancelled, not enough entries. But anyway, let's go back to Saturday. The mixed line Stableford, or maybe the better ball Stableford or pair Stableford, whichever way you guys want to look at it. I'll put the results here as well. And well done to Darren Swatkins and Mark Spittle for coming second. And then well done to Simon Perks and Ian Houghton for coming first. Right, so there's the results there, as you can see. Right, let's get rid of them. So anyway, I'm very good at clicking my left hand. Anyway, what I'm going to try and do as well in the next coming weeks and see if people enjoy it is I'm going to do another little picture within the newsletter, and it's to do with the course. Now, I'm going to put it on now, and you guys might be thinking, what is that? Now, what it is, it's an indication of, I didn't do all the 18 because I thought we could be here forever, but I thought each week I'm going to give you what was classed as the easiest hole and the hardest hole. So this week, 8th was classed as the easiest hole, and then the highest hole was classed as the 5th this week. So what I might do is keep doing that every week just for a bit of insight for you guys, because I actually found it quite interesting seeing it as well and seeing all the different parts. So if you're interested in it, let me know and I'll keep it going, and I might even, towards the end of the season, I might do all of it, okay? So yeah, just let me know, because I've quite enjoyed it and found it quite fascinating that the 8th was the easiest. As I've looked in different weeks, it's been the 17th and the 1st, but for some reason this week was the 8th. So I'll keep looking at that for you. And then I'll make sure I'll put it in each week. Right, let's talk about this week. Let's talk about the medal on this Saturday. And then next week, on Sunday, is a mixed Stableford. So mixed medal, mixed Stableford. Just remember, guys, just because it's got mixed doesn't mean you have to play with a lady or a male and female. It's just mixed, so it's open to all entries. So ladies and men can go into the competition. What else? Then got a Stableford next week and a par. Cena's got a comp on Tuesday, I think. So yeah, at the moment it's pretty quiet. We're just going to Feb, but obviously getting close to the season, more things will be happening. All the fixtures are getting filled up now. So yeah, that's it for this week's whiteboard. Let's go to the lounge now. Well then, here we are in the lobby, not the lounge, which I thought I might be, because I thought, you know what, save me doing everything in the lounge. I thought I'd use a nice touch screen that we got here. So you can see here, club news, Dan Jackson price list for golf lessons. It's all there in case you want to know. Just thought I'd do a little cheeky plug while I can. Well, anyway, so let's do what I normally do. Let's go, what's coming up? Oops, here we go. There we go, a bit more of a firmer touch. We got Friday the 7th of February. We've got Poker Nut. So all the information's on there. So click on it and you'll see everything you'll see normally. And then what else we got coming up? We've got, draw night the 13th of Feb. Let's get that up. Now, it's all there, as you can see. While we're talking about draw night, I'm going to quickly now pop into the golf room with 4 other Dans. That'll be explained in a minute. And explain to you what we got an idea of draw nights. Because if you remember last week, I was talking about we might do something a little bit different in the nearest of pin. Well, let's just go to the golf room now and speak to the 4 Dans. Right then. So, as promised last week, the next draw night, the 13th of Feb, we're going to do something a bit different. Now, I'll put in next week the exact confirmation of what we're doing. We're still tweaking it a little bit here and there. I've got a bit of a practice run tonight. But this is going to be the gist of it all. We're going to do something called Killer. Now, what we're going to do with Killer is, I think you might have played it while playing darts in the days. It's basically, we're going to do it on the nearest of pin basis, which then might, into the other rounds, might lead to something else. However, what we're going to do is Killer. So let's say there's 4 of us. So let's say, actually, I've got Navy Dan, and then I've got, you got Yellow Dan. Also, you've got Red Dan, and last but not least, you've got Grey Dan. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to give you an idea what Killer is, and then in next week's newsletter, I'll go through the exact format of what's going to happen on draw nights. But to give you an idea of what Killer is, I've got a hole set up 116 yards away, and whoever gets the worst score out of Grey Dan, Red Dan, Navy Dan, and Yellow Dan will be knocked out, and that's what Killer is. So let's get Navy Dan back. Oh, quite useful. So we got 116 yards away. I'm going to hit. It's going to be. Hopefully, I'll hit the green. It'll be a lot quicker newsletter if I do with all 4 shots. Then I'll give you an idea. Then, so let's go. Navy Dan can go first. So 116 yards away. No practice this morning, but hopefully I've got the right club. Yeah, we have. Hopefully I have anyway. Well, let's go. Ooh, just off. Good yardage though. Right, so now Red Dan. Right, let's get the ball. Red Dan can go next. And we'll give you. God, it's going to feel weird swinging a waterproof. I haven't done this for many, many years. Oh, right there, just get it. Right, here we go. So, Red Dan goes next. Oh, keep going right today. 4. Right, that's right. Got to make sure. No, I haven't got to make sure the next player, who is Grey Dan. Hopefully, Grey Dan's learned from the other 2. So let's get set up. I hope this isn't as slow as it feels like it is filming. Anyway, that's better. Grey Dan's obviously learned. Oh, Grey Dan's ace, isn't he? I like Grey Dan. Right, so he's sorted, Grey Dan. And then who's next? Yellow Dan. Right, let's get Yellow Dan. Right, Yellow Dan. Hopefully he's learned from Grey Dan. Stay on. Oh, bad bounce. Right. Right, so it's all done now. Now, this was a Stableford, the way they're doing it on the scorecard. So I'll zoom in and show you. So, Grey Dan won with 3 points, so he'll be through. Red Dan would be through, because he's got 2 points. So this one has got 2 points. But Navy Dan now, was the worst one out of all of them. So they do it a bit differently on the computer. But what I'm trying to say is, Navy Dan would be knocked out because he was the worst overall score. So then Yellow Dan, Red Dan, and Grey Dan would go through to the next round. Now, I know it probably sounds complicating. I hope it didn't seem weird watching because it was hard work editing it. and the hard work doing it and then editing after. But I'm trying to show you what killer is. So killer would be the worst score or the worst nearest pin or whatever will be knocked out that round. So next week, we're going to get the format all sorted. So I'll do it again next week and explain exactly what we're doing. And hopefully it would make sense. But hopefully that little video there made sense of what killer is. So it's basically knockout tournaments of each round, someone will get knocked out. I guess I probably could have said that at the beginning. But yes, that's what killer is. So in that time, let's go back to the board in the lounge. Oh, in the lobby. I'm glad to be back. So I hope that made sense. So that was draw night. Anyway, let's get away from draw night and go to what we got. Mother's Day afternoon tea, which is Saturday the 29th of March. And he's got that coming up as well. So we got everything there. It's going to be 2 for £35. Afternoon tea with a glass of Prosecco. Afternoon tea, which is quite useful. So it's perfect. Just to let you know, this works all the time. So if you're going to come and have a look at yourself, that's absolutely no worries. Mothering Sunday lunch. That's on the Sunday. Where are we? Let's get the price for you. 2 courses is £22 and 3 courses £25. And all the information you got there is there. What could we have? I fancy. Oh, you know what? What time is it? No, it's a bit early, but I fancy some roast beef now. Oh, anyway, moving on. And we've also got the Easter egg hunt as well, which is Saturday the 19th of April from 2 p.m. We've got food, we've got games, we've got loads of things going on. So it's creation stations. We'll be making crafts with the children. Each child will receive an Easter egg, £10 per child. As I get more information on that, I will promote it for you. And also, just to let you know, it's not on there yet, but also Whiskey Tasting Night, which is the 7th of March at 7 p.m, £15 per ticket. I can tell you now, I've got my tickets, so that's all good. So yeah, all good. That is this week's, thanks Dave for pausing there. That is all the lounge. Let's go back now to, in fact, you know what, let's see where we end up. Right then, thank you for watching this week's newsletter. I thought I was finish the newsletter with a little tip, which is rugby themed, because obviously this week is the start of the, I don't think it's Guinness anymore, but anyway, the Six Nations, it starts this week. Come on England, against Ireland this week on Saturday. But I thought, while watching the rugby, there's a little link with rugby and golf. Now I'm going to try and do a lot of sports and how they can link together. I am struggling with some sports, but rugby is quite a good one. Now, when you notice when they're passing rugby, they never pass like this with a little chicken wing. You'll see them pass like that. Now, what that does is actually quite a good little movement for the golf swing. It actually helps forearm rotation and also making sure you're keeping your width on the way forward, on the way through as well. So apart from throwing the ball like that, you see them in rugby, that you won't see them throwing rugby, you see them throw like that, you will see that there's forearm rotation and there's a good width as well. So you can see here, so if I was passing there, it'd be like that. And it's quite similar, probably can't see it, but it's quite similar to a golf swing. I'll do it this way now. In fact, I'll do it this way. So you can see golf position, sort of, throw the ball like that. So give you a bit of a tip. If you're watching the rugby and you have got a rugby ball at home, it won't be the end of the world. You're just practicing, just throwing that ball, getting that forearms rotating, keeping your width on the way forward as well. And good little tip, a little drill to do when you're bored. And also, rugby and golf can sort of linked. Well, guys, I hope that all that made sense, and I'll see you next week in the newsletter.